We are live with Odoo 15 since the 1st of April of this year. The topic of my presentation is how we at Dectris handle complex manufacturing of multi-level BoMs with many product variants. I'm sure there is at least one of your problems I'm going to solve today. First, I would like to introduce myself. After 9 years at PSI, Switzerland's largest research facility, as an X-ray beamline engineer, I started at Dectris, a newly founded spin-off of PSI. I became head of operations for about 8 years. For the last 3 years, I've been in the role of a business analyst in a self-organized team. As such, it's my passion to bring together the 3 most important things that business processes work smoothly: people, processes, and IT tools. Only if they are aligned and people can understand processes and IT tools, then the whole business processes can work smoothly. With my strong manufacturing background, 8 years as a COO, I tackled the challenges that ought to come in this project. So who is that company, Dectris? At Dectris, we develop and manufacture the most accurate, high-performance hybrid pixel, X-ray and electron detectors. These ultra-fast cameras count individual X-ray photons and electrons. Our goal is to advance scientific research all over the world. We sell worldwide to research facilities, laboratories, and industries. We are located in Switzerland, near Zurich, in the US, and in Japan. Breakthrough discoveries were achieved with our detectors in a variety of fields. For example, the atomic structure of proteins related to the COVID-19 virus were resolved with our detectors. Such detectors require a very complex and accurate manufacturing process. I will show you a video with 3 chapters of the manufacturing process at Dectris, which all happens in-house. First, the wafer processing. Second, the module production. And third, the detector assembly and testing. Starting with wafer processing in an ISO 4 clean room. Several photolithographic steps are performed. This involves special chemicals and equipment. In the end, the wafers will also get diced into individual chips. Then we proceed with module assembly. First, flip chip die bonding, then wire bonding, and then manual module assembly. This module will get tested before it leaves the clean room. Once the quality of the module has been confirmed, we can manufacture a whole detector consisting of up to 60 modules. Then we calibrate it with X-rays in a lead-shielded X-ray box and test it over days for stability. This process takes several months depending on the detector size. The supply chain is up to a year long. Hundreds of such systems and thousands of such modules are produced during a year. Dectris was limited by its legacy ERP and MES in bringing new products and new variants fast into production and thus onto the market. Therefore, a new system was needed. Therefore, the project was born. More to that later. Now, to the main reason we have chosen Udoo. The first and most important, usability and a real web app. Because we wanted an ERP for all, not just for a few experts in the company. The ERP should be good in handling made-to-order manufacturing and orders with long lead time, up to 12 months. Multi-company was an aspect, and also subcontracting. We wanted to stay as long as possible within the standard of the ERP, and the ERP should become the single source of truth within the company for products, BoMs, variants, prices, contacts, and many more. We wanted to get rid of as many scattered legacy systems as possible and to map our complex manufacturing processes. What does such a project look like? Well, as always, between 1 and 2 years. Here you see the schedule of our project. We call it New ERP Project. The timeline was fixed to 20 months. A fixed timeline is the most crucial point in such a project. I'm 100% sure about. It allows people to agree on an MVP, a minimal viable product, a first version of something, safe enough to try. I put together a team of 5 key users: manufacturing, inventory, production engineering, sales, accounting. 6 months, we evaluated different ERPs, visited companies, saw the stuff in action. Then we took the decision in a so-called consent process, a pattern from Sociocracy 3.0. In short, the team decided, not I, not the executive board. The reason for this, to get the maximum buy-in by the team, by the key users, and eventually by all the users. The decision was for Udoo and for Camp to Camp as our implementation partner with the local knowledge in Switzerland. Then we had another 11 months for the implementation of the system and 3 months for stabilizing. The scope of the project was to get rid of an old CRM system, to get rid of an old ERP system, to get rid of an old MES system called production database, to get rid of an old HR system. On the other hand, to introduce Udoo ERP and migrate data into it, and to migrate a lot of things such as applications and data into an existing MES called ALPS, which is actively developed by a team of in-house colleagues. You can imagine that out of such a timeline and such a scope, one or the other challenges arise. Specifically in manufacturing, we had many challenges. But the biggest of all is to stay within the standard of the ERP without customizing. So, what other challenges we had? Many product variants, more to that later. Many levels in our BoM. When I say many, I mean up to 12. You might ask, why did the guy use so many levels, so many operations, instead of each time inventing a new product? Yes, that's a good question. Let's see if I can answer in my next slide. In such a multi-level BoM, we had challenges such as serial number propagation. We had to customize something. Traceability, we could use standard. Subcontracting, we could use standard. Furthermore, we had to customize the functionality that allowed us to inject an operation. It is needed when you have to repeat an operation. More to that later. And many more. Now, let's deep dive into the first of these challenges. Our product portfolio consists of around 100 different types of detector systems, divided by markets, sizes, sensor materials, sensor thicknesses, geometries, and so on. Then, if we pick one specific detector, for example, an Eiger2 S1M, it can have several variants. I'm sure some of you have been in the discussion, have played the discussion already through. Is it the product or is it the variant? What are the pros? What are the cons? There is no short answer I can give you here. One really has to deep dive into the situation, understand the company-wide impact of such a decision, and take it together with the stakeholders. In our case, we did it with the project team and came to the conclusion that we use in this case two attributes. One we called environmental type. So it is used either in air or in vacuum. The other we called window type, which is either normal or vacuum. The normal one we don't mention here. In Udoo, one can define which variant exists and which does not. Therefore, we only have 3 and not 4. For certain of our products, this matrix shows even 12 variants. So I guess you can imagine the complexity when you multiply the product portfolio by all its variants. You remember the second challenge we had? Now comes the multi-level BoM. I know you don't see all of the details in the BoM yet. I will show more details where I'm allowed to. Dectris high-tech manufacturing process is vertically integrated, meaning we do many complex steps in-house. This leads to BoM level with up to 12 levels. It's a simplified version, of course. It would have 200 parts. We start with a kit, also called a detector system. Again, our Eiger2 S1M. Here, green arrow, we already recognize again the 3 variants from before. Level 1 consists of a server, a detector tested, a chiller, and a case. See, only the detector tested exists in variants, not the other products. On level 2, a server raw is the product we buy from a supplier, and via a manufacturing order, we install it and record its serial number in Udoo. The detector tested exists in 3 variants. The main reason for the detector tested and the detector raw are: the detector raw is assembled within a few days. Then he proceeds to the test center, where he undergoes extensive testing for several weeks or months to guarantee Dectris' high level of quality. In Udoo, this is mapped with 6 operations. Here comes the customization feature injection to repeat one of the calibration steps if needed. I'm going to explain that. Let's say you want to calibrate something that takes pretty long, maybe a week, and it fails due to a network interruption. You need to do it again to repeat it. And you don't want to cancel the MO. With our new feature of injecting an operation, you are now able to continue the MO without cancelling it and the need of creating a new one. You remember from before the variant vacuum? The variant steers the detector in an additional vacuum burn-in station to verify its quality. So in that case, the BoM is the same. The variant only influences the actual manufacturing process. That's the fascinating point here. That's why the green arrow only shows 2 variants, normal and special. It's impressive how deep the variants dig into the BoM. In that case, until the 3rd level with the housing. We go a few levels lower to level 7. We are splitting a wafer, which has a serial number, into several different sensor products which have serial numbers. This is a complicated problem to solve. We didn't find a straight way in Udoo 15 out of the box. Let's assume you have a wafer. You want to split into 3 sensors. You would have some leftovers, right? Logistically, that's horror. Where do they go? How to close the MO? To make it even more complex, we split it into different products. We overcame these limitations by using virtual products and the functionality of by-products. So no customization was needed. More about it in the talk of my project mate, Andreas Hochuli, from Camp to Camp, this afternoon at 3:30 in room 7E. Between layer 8, 9 and 10, 11, we do subcontracting with serial number parts, which is logistically pretty demanding. This works great with Udoo 15 standard. Dectris manufacturing is unique compared to many other industries because we start with raw material that already has serial numbers in the lowest BoM level that needs to be recorded. In principle, Udoo 15 supports that in standard, but there's a catch. The wafer remains the same from BoM level 12 through 8. So he should keep the same serial number. But we found that Udoo 15 expects you to have another serial number at the end of an MO than you start with. So we had to customize a feature that propagates the serial number upwards in the BoM. This feature also works in case of subcontracting. Hence you see, traceability is here at its extreme, from the very bottom to the top. This was it, about the company, about me, the company, the manufacturing, the project, the variants, the BoM, but we missed the most crucial thing. The team. I sincerely thank all the members for their continuing hard effort during the project and their trust in my person. We worked effectively and efficiently and achieved unbelievable results in a limited time. Thank you very much. So who is out there having similar challenge than we have? I would love to know how you overcame particular challenge and give some of our knowledge. Our key user in different fields would like to exchange with other key users in the industry and share experience. So please join me in front of this room or at the Camp2Camp booth and get in contact with us at odooexperts@dectris.com. Thank you for your attention. Now, if you have questions, here's the pod.
Choose a question, or we check together and you answer the ones?
Mixing maturity and another person.
Yeah. Can you elaborate on SN propagation?
Also the details on zero number propagation are in the talk of Andreas Hochuli this afternoon at 3:30 in room 7E, right? It's a technical talk. It's a customizing we did.
Maybe you can answer this one. How do you solve the subcontracting?
What's it, which challenge? Also, how do you solve the subcontracting? Also the serial number propagation in terms of subcontract. Also,
yeah, as you wish. Maybe you can express the question and tell it to and answer the question.
The key take home is if you have similar challenge, get in.
I've tried to ask a question, but it's not working very well. Can you put it back, the QR code?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
This one.
Maybe you can start with an easy one. You can answer this one. Your key takeaway from your implementation.
If he has similar challenge than us, I would like that he get in contact with us, that we can share experience. That's the key message I wanted to send. Can you share your?
Waiting for the end. Your email address.
Can I write it here? Can you add a D here? Sorry, a D.
A D? Yeah. Like this?
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Another question. Oh, the here. What is it? Why not reaching majority in Udoo 15? This is not. We didn't have this.
Okay, so it's Odoo 15.
Yeah. We didn't know that in Udoo 15.
You didn't know?
In Udoo 15 we didn't know this concept, BoM and MBoM. Never heard. Shall I unplug?
Yeah.